What is it like to be a vendor? Well, let's take a look as I go on my 11 days of vendoring at the Royal Melbourne Show. So here I am about to get out of bed. I have slept at my daughter Emily's house for a few days because this is a long event and I'm helping her. So here is the show on the day that we actually are going to set it up. Of course, this is not for people to come in. This is just for all the vendors to, get everything ready. There's over 400 vendors here. And that is just for retail. And then, of course, they have rides and all of these things. So here's my daughter, Em. I bought my van, lucky me, and we just were able to pull quite close up to the door because it is several Ks walk if we can't pull up to the door. So that is super handy. And Emily did pay extra to have the corner spot, which is this one here, straight ahead of the door. We're in the perfect position, absolutely perfect position to be able to get lots and lots of customers through the door. So here is the first day with Emily, just a bit of a wave so that everyone can see what we're doing. And I just thought I would actually show you a little bit about what we're doing. The first day, which was the Thursday, was really quiet, as you can see here. And it's not until the second or third day it gets busy. Now, here are the gorgeous animals. I had to show all of you how sweet they are. In the pavilion we're in, right at the other end, there is like animal nursery because this is like a child's sort of shed where there's like hand painting and things like that. And look at these wee little piglets. Aren't they absolutely adorable? I spent so much time sneaking out going to see them because they came up to the fence so you could give them a little pat. And I absolutely love them. I kept saying their name is Fred, Wilma, and Wilbur. Anyway, so here we are now. We're going on just to show you a few things about the Royal Melbourne Show. It's been going for a really long time. And, to get into these events, it's quite a process to, put in your application and then you have to wait. You don't just immediately get in. It's quite a process. You have to show your insurance. You have to show what you're doing. You have to send photos of your setup and so on. And then they may reject you. If they do, then, of course, you just got to try again next time. No matter what country you're in, I always suggest just keep trying. If you're rejected for any of them, it doesn't hurt to try again the next year. So here we are having some delicious dinner. The food was so expensive, but delish. And this is my son's girlfriend, Alicia. Me and Alicia did a day on our own to give Emily a break, as did my other daughter here, Annie. We all just helped out, which was super nice. So I've added all these images in so you can see a little bit about my family. And that, of course, is Emily and Annabelle there. I did go for a ride on this gorgeous Ferris wheel. It is super high. It's one of the largest Ferris wheels that they actually have at the show. And it was really, really beautiful, but actually a little bit scary when you got to the top because it was super, super high. I did have some of my products in here as well. I will be talking about this on my Sunday chat. I'll give you a bit of a list on what was a good seller and what was hard to move, of course, at the show. Now, this is just a little close-up of some bath bombs and a couple things that I actually did have at the show. And of course, a picture of me laughing, and we had a great time. It was super fun. This was another meal. We tried so many different foods there, which was really, really lovely. Some of my trinket trays are here, and of course, we did sell them. So it was really fun. And then this is the same Ferris wheel at night. It was really, really fun. And it did go from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So it actually closed. This particular venue where we were, like at the pavilion, they closed before the rest of the show, which was kind of handy because then we could pack up. And then you want to have tarps or something to put in front of all your products and nobody can grab them. Even though there's security there, unfortunately there is a bit of theft doing a show. You have to expect that, and this is why you need to add this into your value of your products. So I always talk about this. I times things by 4 plus 10%, and that extra 10% is the wiggle room that you need. But you need to be realistic because if your price is too high, people are not going to pay that. They'll go to somebody cheaper. And we definitely noticed this at this show with Emily. Like my daughter had hers at, they were still times 4 or more for her, but some people had times their products times 20 or even more. And then, of course, that's much harder to sell. So you do need to be realistic when you're pricing your products as well. Now, here are lots of animals. Like I said, it's quite a horticultural sort of event. event here as well. The Melbourne Show actually started with, you know, showing off animals and different breeds, vegetables, and all of these, you know, making cake with the Women's Baking Association and so on. So that's really what the show was about. But of course now it's a lot of about amusement, retail shopping, supporting small businesses. So I love to buy from these sort of businesses as well, because we're supporting someone small, and small businesses really need a lot more support than some of these big corporations that everyone knows and shops at. So if you can get the opportunity, I always suggest supporting them. Now, this was actually the shearing shed, so it actually shows you all about the sheep. And as they were saying, the sheep actually love when they get shorn, because then that's really light for them as well, and they feel nice and fresh, and then the wool's off, and then they can go and do their thing. So it was really interesting for children to be able to see all of this as well. So I did think I'd put this in because Australia is all about these kind of things. We have a lot of animals in Australia, and of course, you know, it's all a part of business, isn't it? They're businesses as well. So I just had to show you all of this bit. I just really loved it. I thought it was so beautiful the way it was set up. And children loved this. So many kids were having so much fun. And once you pay your fee, if you don't want to buy show bags or anything else, a lot of things are free. So, you know, there's a lot of free activities if kids can't actually pay more. Now, if you see the camera going to the ground, it means there's a child ahead of me, and then I had to try and put the camera down because I try not to take images of children. And here we are back again at my daughter's stall. Like I said, it was super busy all the time. I think 500,000 people came through the door at the Royal Melbourne Show as well. And at the end that we are at here with my daughter's stall, there was lots of other stalls as well. Now here's my silly daughter Annie coming out, getting ready to come for the next day, because like I said, it is 11 days in a row, plus of course an extra one for setup and an extra one for you know, packing everything up at the end of the day. So here I am just waiting for my daughter. I'm like, come on, hurry up, Emily May, because the three of us did end up going a couple different days, and then we knew that Saturday, Sunday was going to be busy, so we needed extra people to come along for the show. So I drove us each day, and it is an hour and a half drive every day. Here's the coffee. I mean, come on, you know, we need to get coffee. Melbourne is known for its amazing coffee, and they definitely delivered at the show. They had some really, really lovely coffee and some gorgeous donuts. I tried not to eat too much because you can spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on food at these events, so you got to try and bring your own food that's a little bit more healthy, of course. And of course, you know, like, this is the thing, you make all of this money, but then you spend it on food and you spend it on buying extra things. And I mean, I know everyone's a bit the same. My candles, my old candles that my daughter had, we sold them super cheap. We wanted to move them because I don't sell them anymore. And I thought, look, let's just move them on. We did that with a few products. One of my lip balms, actually, I have to tell you, was super popular. I had one lady that loved it, and she ended up buying 10 lip balms. And now my lip balms are a really big lip balm. They're a biodegradable tube. They break down. They're not plastic anymore. So I've tried to do a few things like that for the environment, just to make sure we're trying to do the right things. So now here, what my daughter Annie here is doing, we actually did a thing that it's like a treasure hunt. So you put it on your social media and you say, look, you give some tips and some clues, and people that follow you on your social media, they will go and find it. So we did actually have people that went on the scavenger hunt, and they actually found the prizes. My daughter did some for her company, and this was for my company. So I've hid it in here, and somebody found it within 10 minutes. So they were super fast and onto it. Now, here we are, my daughter Emily, me, and my daughter Annie. We all decided to go on this absolutely amazing merry-go-round. That was our trip. And here we are looking from the top of the merry-go-round down. The Ferris wheel, not merry-go-round. So it's a Ferris wheel, but it's very high. And it was just a beautiful view, especially at night where you could see everything. So here we are again, coming back into the show, and it's almost time for us to pack up everything soon. But of course, we did have many fun days here. Of course, I did try and bring my lunch. I thought I would show you. We had a drawer full of snacks that we bought as well. Super good idea if you're doing a long event. And when we came in the morning, we had the iPad and the square. That's how we took money. And of course, we took cash as well. So people could do whichever one they wanted. We just loaded it up onto Square. And once it was all loaded up in the morning, connected to the internet, of course, then, you know, we were ready for the day's taking. And we also had a paper that every hour we noted the amounts that what people were spending, because I thought it's really, really important just to write that down. You want to know what people are spending, you know, whether they're buying using cash or whether they're using the FPOS machine, because the FPOS machine will also cost you money. So very important to check all those things out. Now here is the Sunday. So on the Sunday was the last day. They let us have half an hour to pack up. So I do suggest, if you've got a day that you can like pack half of it up, it's worth taking half home, because then at the end of the day you don't feel like it's super hard. So this was actually my daughter's friend, and he is helping as well as my daughter and myself. We all helped pack everything up. So super good idea to try and pack as much as you can. And here we are taking a load the day before the main day to do everything. Now, last of all, here is the very, very last day. This is actually pack up day. So we decided to come in and fix everything here and just take everything out. There wasn't a lot because, like I said, we already tried to do a day of taking a lot of it away. So, and now here is the end of the show. Everyone's starting to pack up. You bump your cars in and out. But you don't have a long time, so you have to be super fast. And here is the end of the day. We are literally driving out. Of course, I'm not holding the camera. Emily is, so I thought you may like to see this view. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, of course, if you love my videos, and I'm sure you do. And I will see you next time. Bye, friends.